Hello and welcome to the online classes of computer science with Python. This is Renuka and today we are going to discuss about data structures. What are data structures and what are their types in Python? Then how stacks are implemented and what are the related functions, implementation of stacks using list, and then the complete concept of stack implementation with the help of a Python program. So starting with data structures, what are data structures? They are the organizing, managing and storing data and part of a program. How data structures help to organize, manage and store data? We have studied that we store data in many forms like integer, float, character in programming languages. Now Python also allows many type of data that can be stored. So data structures allows us to organize data in such a way that enables to store collection of data relate them and then perform operations on them accordingly. So how earlier we were storing integer, float like this in Python program. Now integer can hold only one value. If there is one variable, it can hold only one value. Now suppose for a application we need to organize a collection of data, and that collection of data we can store under one name. They are known as data structures. So basically when we are in a need to organize our data or to store a collection of data, relate them and then perform operations on them or manipulate them, so for that we need data structures. So types of data structures in Python. So there are a variety of data structures in Python that we can understand with the help of this chart. First is built-in data structures or user-defined data structures. On the basis of availability, we have divided the data structures into two parts: list, built-in and user-defined. Built-in, which are available with the language like list, dictionary, tuple, set, that we have discussed in our previous videos of class 11th. And then user defined data types are which are defined by the user as per their need. So they are stack, queue, tree, linked list, graph, hash map. Basic introduction of all these user defined data types we are going to discuss in this video, but for class 12 the implementation of stack and queue are in their syllabus, so we are going to discuss stack and queue in detail. So user defined data type. So first user defined data type is stack. So what is stack? As the name suggests, it is working on the basis of last in first out. Like if we are having a box or a stack, whatever things we are putting in the box, they will go to the bottom, and whatever things we have put on in the last, they will come on the top. Like item 1, if we are putting in the starting, it will go to the bottom, item 2 at the top, then item 3, item 4 and item 5 at the topmost part. So that is stack, means collection of same type of data, but it works on the principle of last in first out. So let me take a pen or marker with the color so that we can, so this way last in first out. So last item was item 5, and so it can be taken out very first, so that is why it is known as last in first out. So what the operations that are two most important operations that are associated with stacks are push and pop. Push means adding an element to the top of the stack. If we want to add this element item 5, then that means we are pushing it in the stack and it will come at the top of the stack. Next is pop. Pop means taking out. So if we are removing item 5, so we will say that we are popping an element from the stack. The topmost element from the stack will come out, and that is item 5. So now this is the way the stacks are indexed. The very first item, it is 0 index, then first, then second, then third, then fourth. The initially if the stack is empty, that is very much important, because with the help of these pointers you can easily understand the working of stack in memory. So initially when the stack is empty, the top pointer, that is saying that pointer is equal to -1. -1 means the stack is empty. So whenever we have to check whether the stack is empty or there is no element there in the stack, then we can check that top is equal to -1. Basically top is the pointer to the current position of the stack. If stack is empty, that means no element is there, no current position is there. In that case, top is having -1. If there is one element, then top will shift up and it will contain 0. So suppose there is 5, first element, top is index is 0. Now suppose there is second element that we have pushed 10, in that case top will be having 1. So like this, the top signifies the current position of the stack. It is a pointer which contains the address of the current position of the stack. So basically stack is what? Collection of same type of data items, but these data items can be taken out or can be inserted on the principle of last in first out, LIFO. Then comes queue. Queue is a linear data structure and it works on the principle of first in first out. First in first out means like we are standing in a queue, the person who comes first will be served first. Suppose you are going to buy tickets for a movie, then the person who is first in the line will be given the ticket first. So that is queue. So pushing and popping are on the different ends. So if we are pushing at one end, then popping will be from another end. So pushing and popping are at separate end. So this is back and this is front. So from back we are pushing and adding new elements and popping from the front. So if you can imagine it as a line, so whatever suppose this is the first candidate, then that will be popped out first, then second one, then third one, like this. So popping will be from the front and pushing, if new members are adding in the queue, that will be done from the back. So this is how queue works. Then tree. If you want to represent a data structure in the form of hierarchy, hierarchy means that there is one parent and then branches, root elements, then further branches or further root elements. So in this way we can represent a tree. Basically they are non-linear data structures which have roots and nodes, and as many as nodes we want to use, we can use. So this type of data structures we use in the implementation of HTML pages, where we have to link one page to another. One is home page, then other are nodes, then further there are more nodes. So like this, if we are implementing HTML pages, there we make use of these trees. Then linked list. Sometimes in memory, like we use tags and queues, for that we need continuous memory space. Continuous memory space means like one block, another block, one after another, continuous. But if suppose in our memory there is not sufficient continuous space and two spaces are at one place, two spaces are suppose 10 KB at one place, 10 KB at another place, in that case we use linked list. Suppose let me change the color. Suppose this is the condition of memory and these are the occupied blocks. Now these are the occupied blocks, but this 10 KB and this 10 KB are free. Now we have to save a program, but which is of 15 KB, but continuous space is not there. So we will store half of our program here. We will make one link to this address and another half here. So when user, this is program part 1 and this is program part 2, and this is storing address 100 and this is the address 100. Now suppose user is assessing the program, so when it will assess the program P1, so it will come to know that the rest of the part of the program is at address number 100. So this reference, it will move to 100 and it will assess the another part of the program, that is P2. So that is the use of linked list. So each linked list node has two parts, previous and next. Previous means pointing towards previous node and next is next node. Then is graph. So graphs are used to store data collection of points with the help of vertices and indexes. So vertices and indexes, with the help of these we can store the graphs in memory. We basically use in Google Maps, Uber, so all these use graphs for their implementation. So no details are required because that is not in your syllabus. Hash maps are like somewhat dictionaries, where you have the key and you have the value, both key and value pair, both that can be used and uh, implemented with the help of lists in the Python. And these scheme maps or hash maps we use to implement the phone books or populate the data accordingly. So these are the various data types. Now coming back to stacks, as we discussed, stacks are what last in first out, works on the principle of that. So stack data structure use various functions like empty, size, top, append, pop. For deleting element from stack we use pop. For adding we use append or push, both can be used. Then top refers to the topmost element of the stack. Size of the stack, like how many elements are there in the stack. And empty means it will return the it will returns whether the stack is empty. It will check basically whether the stack is empty or not. So implementation using lists, so we will use these functions, and with the help of these functions how we implement stacks in computer memory. So first we are taking blank stack. Stack is equal to, this is empty list, it is empty, no element is there. Then stack dot append, stack dot append, stack dot append with values a, b, c. So these these three function statements are used to push element a, b and c. So how the stack will appear: first element a, then element b, and at the top is element c. So top pointer is at element c. Now we are saying initial stack and print, and it will show a, b, c. How it will show? It will show in this form, c, b, a. Why? Because the topmost element is c, so it will take out c, then b, then a, and then print. So likewise this, it will print c, b, a. Now we are popping the elements. Popping means first c, then b, and then a. So they will be popped out, and after popping the stack will be empty. So the stack will be empty after popping out. Initially the stack was this, after inserting or pushing, then popping C, B, A, reverse order, first this, this and this, and after popping out the stack is empty, so the output is blank list. Now application of stacks, how we apply stacks in day-to-day life using programming. Reversing a line or a word. If we want to reverse a line or a word without logic, if we put the characters of a line in a stack and then take out the characters in reverse order, so that is reversing. Then compilers use stack to store the previous state of the program during recursion. If you remember recursion means we need to keep moving back to the previous calling of function. So that you can understand if you can revise recursion once again. So recursion means call from here, then again here, then call from here. So after finishing it will come back here, after finishing it will come back here. So how it is coming back to the previous address? Because stacks are keeping track of the previous addresses. So backtracking while solving the puzzles like Sudoku, backtracking like what we did in our previous assumption, so that we can use with the help of stacks. Undo mechanism, as we have studied or practiced many times while typing, if we make a mistake we press undo button. So how undo is working? Because the stacks are keeping track of our previous actions, so the most previous action, the recent previous action will be on the top of the stack. Suppose this is a stack, there is our first action, then second action, then third action. Now as we perform the fourth action, suppose there's some mistake and we undo, So undo means it will take the previous from the stack and it will move our text to the previous state. So this is how stacks are used in various parts of program. Now how the question comes, practical questions for 12th class boards, that is one example is here, write a push and pop method to add names and remove names. So we don't have to mention the complete program, only mention the method. So method definition is here, push with the parameter names, and stack dot append names, whatever names the user is giving, they are coming here and that we are appending in the stack, and then print the names. Now popping, again we are defining one function with values names. So if length of the stack, we will find if the length not length stack, if it is not 1 2 3 anything, in that case stack is empty. If there are some values in the stack, then it will pop out and print those values. So like this we can push and pop a name in a stack. Thank you very much and wait for the next part.